Guys, welcome back to the Physique Factory Podcast. We've not done one of these for a while, so me and Conor are going to have a catch up, see what's what, and
So why haven't we done one for a while, James? Where have you been?
Well, I've been in Mexico drinking a shitload of tequila.
Yeah, that's a good starting point for your prep now, isn't it? Just get absolutely smashed in tequila for 2 weeks straight.
That's it. I mean, I'm not gained any weight, so I might just move over there and just keep drinking tequila and see how shredded it can get.
Wake up very dry the next morning.
Yeah, but yeah, it's I can go like to an all-inclusive and not gain weight, which is weird. Obviously, I've dropped down to a cruise. I was blasting before I went away, so I didn't take anything when it was over there, despite a pharmacia being obviously as pharmacy in English.
Thanks for clarifying that. That was a tough one.
Just in case there's anyone who's a fucking idiot out there. Yeah, there's one across the road from the hotel, and it just sold shitloads of gear. It openly like advertised it in the window, which was just so funny.
Is it legal there then? Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So I went in and asked actually because we were going to buy some, but I fucked it off in the end just because a bottle of test there is $100, and over here you can get it for like 30 quid, which is
so it's expensive, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite expensive for what it is. Obviously you don't need a prescription or anything like that, but they sold everything. They sold Tren as well. I was like, what the fuck?
Fuck's sake.
Pharmacy was like, oh yeah, can I bottle of Tren, please? Anavar, Winstrol. I was like, what the fuck?
I went to Portugal last year, and like all drugs are legal there, right? And there's like loads of cannabis shops and shit like that. But I don't know how it works for like things like other recreational drugs like coke and things like that. But I could see this like this football stadium from my hotel room. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go walk there and have a look. So I just went down by myself, and this guy rolls up in a car, rolls the window down, and he's like, hello, my friend. I'm like, all right, how's it going? He's like, he says, you want to buy cocaine? I was like, fucking hell. I was like, no, I'm all right, mate. He says, oh no, get cocaine out in the strip tonight. I was like, no, I'm on a family holiday. He's like, okay, I give you my number. Maybe you call me later. I was like, fuck off, mate. He's like so persistent. But yeah, I mean, I still don't imagine it's legal to do that. Imagine that's probably against the law.
Oh, probably. Yeah, that is obviously it's legal. That's illegal in Mexico. But I was walking down the street, walking down the strip, and there's loads of people selling like excursions, like day trips, food burritos. So
take you and chop you up on the day trips.
And then they call you and they're shouting you and say, my friend, would you like to go Chichen Itza, excursion, all that sort of stuff? And I said, no, it's all right. And they go, cocaine? I was like, no, why are you selling an excursion? And then you've gone straight to cocaine. What? A burrito. My friend, the burrito, quesadilla, enchilada, cocaine. I was like, no.
It's like, this guy isn't here to be a tourist. He's just here to get fucked up. Let's sell him some coke.
It's like the national dish over there.
Yeah. Is it quite like quite wild? I remember one of my mates saying like there's like, I don't know, it's just quite a wild place. And he went like driving and that, and there's like loads of army checkpoints and shit like that.
Yeah, well, I didn't go through any like checkpoints or anything, but remember one of my mates said that, but I didn't go through any checkpoints. But
did you stay all in the one area really?
Yeah, I stayed in the hotel zone, but it was chaos. There was no chill there. I think I need a holiday after that holiday.
Yeah. It's like a lad's holiday sort of thing you've been on.
Yeah, well, to be fair, there was loads of people there in couples, so we all got on well and everything. Like America, Canada, and whatever.
Physique Factory's going worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah. So I got a few.
I hope you're wearing a t-shirt.
I wore a vest, so
fair enough. I wasn't actually repping the brand while I was away. So while James was avoiding steroids when he was on holiday, I actually did get some medical procedures, didn't I?
Oh, your teeth, yeah.
I ended up getting teeth whitening. I was in Turkey and I ended up getting fucking teeth whitening, which was not intentional, by the way. I didn't go there especially for that. It was a family holiday, like. But I chipped my tooth like years ago. Like we're talking when I was like 15 with a Buckfast bottle of all things. James knows all about that after Christmas. But I took a Buckfast bottle to the tooth and it chipped, but it got fixed and everything. And then one morning when I was on holiday there, the chip fell out. And it looked fucking terrible because it's like right there in the front tooth. So like you can see it plain as day. And I was looking, you can get these things in the chemist to just like patch them up. So I was looking for that. So I was asking some guy down at the spa about it. And he was like, oh, I'll get my friend down to help you. And I was like, all right. And this guy turns up and he says, right, I'll take you in my car, I'll take you to my clinic. I was like, for fuck's sake. And like my missus and everything and Grace, they're like at the pool thinking I'm just away for 5 minutes and I'm away down to town in this guy's car down to a dentist. Next thing I know, I'm sat on the chair getting a fucking scale and polish and teeth whitened and everything. And then eventually got the chip fixed. So yeah, that was a bit unintentional, but I did always fancy getting my teeth whitened anyway. They were a bit of a mess, to be fair.
How much was that compared to like English prices?
So it cost me about 200 quid, and one of my clients who's a dentist, he's like, I would have charged you about 600 for that. I was like, well, there's my
Yeah,
mate's rates.
that's not bad then.
Yeah, it made me feel better about it anyway. But to be fair, I've still never paid for it because I just fucking put in the credit card, and it's like I'll pay for that next month.
Oh, class.
I'll forget about that for a wee while, but I probably will have to pay that very shortly. But yeah, I'm all the better for it. My teeth were actually quite a mess, to be fair. I'm actually too embarrassed to put up the before and after pictures.
You know, no transformation there.
No transformation, no. But yeah, so we've been busy, haven't we? And that, of course, I was down in London last weekend at RTS as well. So for me, like holiday, back for 4 days, away to fucking London. So this is the first Saturday I've been at home in about a month. So it's nice to be home. But yeah, and then we've got plans today as well. Going to the Celtic game later today.
Oh, are you playing?
St Mirren, but it's like the end of the season almost. But I'm taking Grace. It's her first game, so it'll be fun.
That should be like 4-5-0. Fucking hell.
Yeah, well, I don't know because it's like the end of the season. We've won the league, so like there's not a lot to be gained.
You lifting up the trophy today?
No, it'll be there's one more home game, so they'll do it on that, which is unfortunate. See if we get tickets to that, but that'll be a bit busier. But I need a weekend where I just sit at home, man. I've been spending far too much money recently.
Yeah, I know the feeling. It's,
So if you're listening to this, sign up for us, because we need money. We're both skinned.
it's hard to get back into it, isn't it? After a while, it's like when I got back, that jet lag absolutely wrote me off. I'm only just getting around to being normal now because I went 30 hours like straight without sleeping. So as soon as I got on the plane, we flew out at like 5:30 back to England. That was 5:30 Mexico time.
Yeah.
Mexico was 6 hours behind. And then we flew out, and then we arrived at like 8:30 over here, and 30 hours straight without sleeping. It just fucking wrote me off.
Yeah.
I tried to sleep on the plane, but there's no way you can sleep on one of those things. It's just fucking like I paid for extra leg room, but I needed more leg room because I still couldn't like straighten my legs out enough.
There's definitely a joke I could be making there about your legs.
Yeah, I think Nick one anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But I slept all the way back from Turkey, to be fair. I slept like 4 hours in the plane on the way back from Turkey. Don't know how I done it, but
yeah, no way. Because I was like, I had my eyes closed, and I must have been asleep at one point, but I thought I was awake. And
yeah,
like, obviously shaking around and shit.
you don't get a proper sleep, do you?
Yeah, it's just hard. There's no way. I can see why people pay for like business class and fucking first class shit. But that's
my flight out to Turkey was so I'm being careful with my words here, but I don't know, lower class. I don't know if I want to call it that, but like
council estate.
council estate. It was very council estate because like
fucking dobbers.
I'm sitting there trying to read my book, right? I'm fucking, I'm like, I've got 4 hours here, right? Might as well fucking study with it. This is on the way out, obviously, because I slept the way back. But on the way out, I'm like, right, might as well actually use this 4 hours productively. And there's like this group of people who were all together, and they're all like, again, I'm trying not to sound like a pretentious prick here, but they were all in like fucking tracksuits and shit like that, and they just looked a little bit like council estate, as you say. And they were obviously together, but they weren't sitting together, all these like kind of families. And the kids are running up and down the middle of the aisle, and the adults are absolutely pissed, and they're standing in the middle of the aisle. I've never seen this before, just like leaning on other people's chairs. They're like congregating in the aisle, having a drink in that, and just like having a chat, like they're standing at the fucking bar. And I'm like, mate, this is a Jet 2 fucking plane. This isn't a big plane. There's not enough space to do that. And another thing as well is I went for a pee at one point, and there were two toilets at the back, and this woman comes out of it with a kid, and she's like, I wouldn't go in there. Someone's pissed all over the floor. And I'm like, that is just making me think that was you.
Oh, that definitely was you. Fucking hell.
So I was like, well, I'll go in the one behind me then. I'll not go in that one. But
Toilets are tiny, aren't they, on airplanes?
yeah. But yeah, it was just mayhem. Like it's probably the wildest flight I've been on, like in terms of just people not sitting down and behaving.
Well, the flight there wasn't too bad because I got pretty fucking pissed up in the airport before I went. So we got to the airport at 5:30, and we was in the Aspire Lounge. So we paid for that, where you get all like drinks and foods like for free. and I just was nailing fucking like rum and Diet Coke before I got on the plane. I worked out I had 14 of them before I got on the plane. I thought, I want to be out of it when I got on the plane. Turned out it wasn't out of it at all. Anyway, sat down, and then the woman came around with the drinks, and I was like, "Oh yeah, rum Diet Coke, please." And I was like, "Do you do doubles?" And she's like, and maybe two of them. And I was like,
Oh,
"Fucking
well,
hell!"
fair play. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, she kept coming round like every hour or so. I was getting two rum and Diet Coke. So I was like,
Are
"Oh,
you
nice
bad
one."
with flying? Do you not like flying? Or
No, I just thought I couldn't come. It's 10 hours, 10 fucking hours. I wanted to knock myself out. I'm bad when I'm flying that long. I don't mind flying if it's like maybe 2 hours or whatever it is.
you know what I
But
done? When I flew out to Vegas, it was 10 hours too, and I downloaded Football Manager on my phone. And honestly, mate, I could have sat for another 5 hours. I was like so into it at that point. I was like, "Oh fuck, are we here?" Shit.
I watched Batman, so that was all right.
Yeah, those flights. I don't think those flights are so bad though, because there's more to do on them. Like it's not like the Jet 2 fucking. It's like a bus you basically get. Whereas like when you get on the bigger planes, there's more on them. There's TVs in it.
There's no TVs on Jet 2s.
No, not on like the short haul flights and things like that. No, they are basically glorified buses. Like
4 hours is still like quite a bit, though,
it's
isn't
long
it?
enough, eh? But
Yeah.
I was watching a clip, and I'm not sure if he was taking a piss or not, but it was a guy from Ryanair, and he was on about like getting standing sections on the plane, like you would in the train or something. For like short haul flights, just like imagine holding on to that for like fucking 4 hours. My arm
Imagine
looks really small there. What the fuck?
setting off.
This is
You
a
before.
really bad angle, eh?
Yeah, that's not done anything for you. That
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm gonna buy a new webcam. We've got
the
some
light
dumbbells there. I'm gonna get a pump.
is
Did
the
you
light.
did you train when you were on holiday?
4 times. Hotel gym was shit. It had one of those like live fitness multi gym things where there's like 4 machines in one.
Yeah.
Um, you had like some of the live fitness like selectorized pieces of kit. They had
We had the same row, didn't we?
Yeah, they had the row. They had an arm curl machine. They had a chest press where it's like bottom axis where it's going down, which
Yeah,
felt
I had that
awful.
same chest press too. That's mental. You go to Mexico, I go to Turkey, and we've got the same gym kit.
I think it's just like a hotel. You're either going to get techno gym or live fitness, which
Yeah.
is yeah.
To
Some
be
of it's
fair though, the hotel gym I had, I would say it was actually fairly decent for a hotel gym. I've been to worse hotel gyms, put it that way.
yeah, mine was awful. But to be fair, the hotel was class where it was at. So it had like 5 restaurants included in it, and they had like a gourmet a la carte one. They had a buffet one, which everyone like you just walk up and go to. Then they had a Japanese one, Italian one, and then the steakhouse, which was pretty cool.
And you came back the same way.
Same weight, I know, yeah. So I told you I was eating 3 meals a day plus some shit on top of that.
Yeah.
And a bottle of tequila a day, pretty much.
So if anyone's looking to maintain their weight on holiday, that's how it's done.
Just tequila. Just absolutely nail a bottle of tequila a day and you'll be fine. But you know, it was weird. I thought I'd be waking up in the morning with a hangover, not because I was drinking fucking shitloads. I
Yeah.
was like doing shots of mezcal as well. That mezcal's so fucking good. That's like a sort of type of a tequila. It's got like the worm in it at the bottom.
All right.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I was nailing those. Tequila cocktail. Literally, I just stuck to tequila just because I thought, you know what, it's Mexico in it, so I need to stick with what it is. And yeah, I was just having like what was I having there? Tequila sunrise and a tequila old fashioned. So I was drinking those two.
Well, I even stopped having coffee when I was on holiday because I got the teeth done.
Oh shit!
So
No,
no alcohol, no fucking nothing fancy, just Diet Cokes and fucking coffees, which then I cut out after I got the teeth whitened. So and the Diet Cokes were with a straw, so it was not the most fucking exciting for me.
strong. The straw's better through that, isn't it?
But I dropped 1.5 kilos when I was away. I actually had a really productive like week of fat loss. I don't want to say unintentionally because I didn't tend to definitely keep on top of things. I would have been happy if I'd maintained for that week because I'd kind of counted it as a maintenance week. I was like, right, if I come back this week and I'm the same weight, then fair enough. I knew I had enough time to do that. But same as you though, just rather than having my 6 meals a day, I had 3 meals a day. And basically just fucking high protein every meal, lower carbs because wasn't really moving that much, but at the same time, actually, I did average about 25,000 steps for the week. So, um,
I was doing the same.
yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm not someone that can sit by the side of the pool and just lie there all day. Like, it just bores me to death.
It's sometimes when I was getting smashed, I was doing. As soon as I had a few drinks, to be fair, I was playing games around the pool. Oh
Yeah,
fucking hell! We had this game where we got called up and you had to fucking dance before it. We played some tunes on, and then you had to get on like a fucking what they call like a wakeboard thing.
Right, yeah.
Of those. So you stood on it, and then someone pushed you, and you was holding like a tray of drinks. It weren't drinks; it was just like cups and water. And then when you got to a certain point, you had to like jump over this fucking rope, and it was fucking near enough impossible. Only one person did it. Oh, it was so bad. I got to the fucking thing, got one leg over, and it just fucking flipped. I was like, fuck. But
That's the thing though, if you get involved in this shit in holiday, if you're going on holiday and you're trying to maintain either the way you look or even still trying to lose, like if you get involved in all this shit, you're moving, you're up, you're doing shit, like it's going to make a huge difference because a lot of people will just go there and lie and do fuck all week.
exactly. I mean, I was playing volleyball, water polo, water volleyball, all that sort of shit. I mean, it was good, really, really good. Swimming in the sea, fucking burning a lot of calories
Yeah,
swimming as well.
fucking right you do. Yeah.
But
We went on a boat trip and the boat like stopped at a certain bit and they said you can get out and swim. So we weren't that far from this island. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna swim that. And I'm not the strongest swimmer. But I was like, fuck, I'm gonna swim that. And it looked close. It really did. But it took fucking ages. And I got there and I was just so out of breath. It was unbelievable. And then the way
did
back
you wear
was
a
even
life
worse.
jacket or was you just swimming?
What's that?
Did you wear a life jacket or was you just swimming?
No, I was just swimming. Just I probably should have had a life jacket on because the way back it was like it was starting to splash up in my face and it was getting really choppy and that. I was like, fuck me, I might actually die here. And everyone's watching me swim back as well, like the whole boat. I'm like, fuck, there's a bit of pressure here, so I better actually.
Imagine that just like floating on your fucking back.
It's like Grace was waving to me, so I kind of waved, and then that was enough for me to actually lose balance. And next thing I'm like under the water, I'm like, shit, right, okay, let's not wave at anyone. But you're right, it burns a shit ton of calories. Like I was knackered after that.
We had an hour swim on this thing, so we went to this Xcaret park, and you was in like this river. It's probably like 8 foot deep or whatever. So you had a life jacket though, so they threw you in it because you weren't going to swim for an hour straight because you'd be
Yeah.
fucked. So they put life jacket on you so you can float or you can just swim and go a little bit faster. So to be fair, I was absolutely fucked from doing that. It was knackering.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like swimming will do it because like I'm sure like Michael Phelps, the swimmer guy, I'm sure he burns something like 5,000 calories or something in a training session.
His diet was 10,000 calories because do you remember the 10,000 calorie challenge? That's where it came from.
Is that where that came from? Yeah.
Yeah, so he put his diet up and it was literally 10,000 calories. So that's why everyone started jumping on that trend. I was like,
Yeah, you ever done that? Like a 10K food challenge or something like that?
I probably do it every Saturday night,
Unintentionally.
Yeah,
10K is not that much, really, is it?
It's really not that much. I could probably well and truly nail that.
10K is a bit of a joke because it would be enjoyable.
Yeah, it's got after it. So if that you feel like shit afterwards, though. I'd rather eat 10K of like better foods because if I ate 10K worth of shit, I'd be feeling like shit.
See, I think 10K worth of shit would be easy because if you're eating it from clean sources, like or quote unquote clean sources, yeah, there's going to be a lot of food volume, there's going to be a lot of fiber and shit like that, and you're just going to be so like blocked up. Whereas like if you eat, I don't know, a Domino's stuffed crust large pizza, you're talking like you're fucking halfway already, just about.
But the fats would totally fuck my stomach up if I did that. It fucked me up for a good day or two. Like if I eat and it's something like really dense in fat, it really fucks me up, especially like a pizza. But if
We
I
should do it later in the year, you know that once we've both prepped. Just like not 10K though. 10K is not enough. It's got to be more than that.
We do 20.
I wouldn't like the feeling of it. That's why I've never done it because I wouldn't like the feeling of it. But
I don't like the feeling of being full. I'd rather like the feeling of being hungry because
yeah,
it's
said no one ever.
It's though because I hate being full. Because I remember the last time I actually got on stage dying, 2018. I went out afterwards. I went to Salita in Manchester, like some burger place, and then after that, I went to like it's like a Casper's. Can't remember what it's called. It's not a Casper's dessert place. It was like a place like that, and I literally got on the train home, and I had to lie down on 2 seats because I was going under. I was like, oh, fall asleep. I was like, fucked.
Fuck's sake. That is bad, to be fair. You've done it like every time, well, not every time after a show, but especially the initial shows, like I was bad. Just stockpiling food and then going crazy.
I've had these conversations before on podcasts and stuff. So it's not enjoyable. It's not the right thing to do. Obviously, you sort of grow out of that once you've done like your first like couple of diets shows. It gets easier and easier. Yeah,
definitely. You learn how to handle it a bit better, but yeah, it's not big or fun. Like this year, I'll probably have a bowl of oats after I compete. Sad. I'll just have an extra 10 grams or something.
Nice.
So what's your competition plans anyway? We've probably talked about this already, but
So
I
I've got
forget.
Wigan. So Wigan on the 2nd of September. That's a qualifier for Two Bros, and then the day afterwards. The thing is, with being a qualifier, I don't have to win or place or anything. I just have to show up, and that's it.
Oh, really?
So
That's not much of a qualifier, is it?
yeah, that's why they fucking love the money. That's why the money breaking, aren't they?
That's fucking mental. So who's that with? That's Two Bros.
Two Bros. What a surprise! But yeah. So
You
anyway, that's.
qualify for the show. Thanks for turning up. You've now qualified for the next round.
I mean, Jack Eagles did it last year. He showed up when he fucking started prep just to qualify.
Yeah, well, people will do that then, but fuck me. I mean, how much is your entry fee for a show with them?
Expensive. I don't want to fucking talk about it.
Is it three figures?
Yeah. So it is. Yeah, it's
Fuck
fucking
me.
ridiculous.
So we're very lucky with the BNBF. Like it's been a few years since I've competed, but it was like 30 quid for a fucking BNBF membership.
That's what PCA is like. It's 30 quid membership and 30 quid like actual like you pay to compete.
Ours were like 10 quid for the shows to compete. Yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they put that up because you've got to be realistic too, because it does cost them a bit of money to fucking host these. And I was speaking to Vicky from the BNBF the other day, and like we're talking about how the world finals are in Australia, and obviously they want a fund to take people there. So like they've got to make money. That's the thing. And like to be fair to them, they've kept everything low for a long time, but like, you know, it probably will come to the point. They'll not charge as much as Two Bros, but they probably do need to charge a little bit more just to make it work. Otherwise, it's a waste of fucking time.
Definitely. So yeah, there's that Two Bros show, and then the same weekend, the main one that I'm going to carb load for. So I'm going to carb load through the Two Bros show into PCA Manchester the next day. So Two Bros on the Saturday in Wigan, and then Manchester, well, Middleton. We've got PCA there.
So your carb load, right? This has turned into a bodybuilding one now, but so how do you do that? Like, what's your kind of peaking strategy?
I mean, like, what is it for like a Sunday show? It'd be probably like Monday to Wednesday, pretty much low carb, and then I'll start
a
increasing.
proper deplete, like, or
probably really low carbs, yeah. And then on the so I'll probably like load up pretty early on the Thursday, Friday, and then give it this to say this is the Sunday show, Thursday, Friday, then see what I look like on the actual Saturday. Then I can probably like have a play around if I need more carbs, less carbs, whatever. Have a play around with that. So
it's like a super compensation thing you're going for though, like.
Yeah, just because I'm not gonna. I don't want to risk it. I'd rather have a day to play around with things if I need to like pull back on the carbs or increase the carbs, or obviously there's going to be fats in there for the triglycerides, making your muscle a bit more fuller. So they're going to be in there, so we'll be fat loading as well at certain points. So yeah, there's a lot to it, isn't there?
Yeah. I've been reading a little bit on peaking strategies as well because like I've only ever used like a kind of carb super compensation sort of thing. But it's worked really well for me in the past, to be honest. So it's like don't fix something that isn't broken. But
I mean, I always have a bit of fats as well, just because, like I said, intramuscular triglycerides is going to make your muscle a bit fuller.
Yeah, people do that fat loading, don't they? Just like I'll just have a burger and chips, fat loading.
Before what I did last time when we shoot, when I did that, what did I do? I had a fucking shitload of peanut butter. I probably had about 80 grams of peanut butter, not peanut butter, it's like cashew butter. I had that and 200 grams of chicken. That would
not be enjoyable.
Yeah, that was my last meal before my actual shoot because I was pretty much full in terms of carbs. I didn't want to spill or anything, so I had like that much fat, and it looked a lot better for it.
From what I've seen and what I've read, obviously different people just respond differently to like different amounts of like carbs and things like that, different amounts of water. But like, you know, like you're saying, like, you know, you deplete down like a few days and then start spiking up. Like, you know, some people seem to like take that big spike of carbs on the Thursday, Friday sort of thing, and then by the time of the show they're still kind of like cloudy. Like do you go kind of cloudy on the Thursday when you have your first initial carb kind of thing? Like you spill over a bit then?
It depends. No, you can do though, and it sort of comes down, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what would happen with me. Like the Thursday, I would totally like spill over, and you'd look like shit at the end of the day. And even on the Friday, still the same. But then food kind of reduces Saturday, Sunday being the show. I'm thinking about a Sunday show, and then by then it's like just, you know, you're full, it's cleared up, all that kind of overspill sort of stuff's kind of gone. And you're just looking full and crisp. But
Goal,
again, for different people, that take different amounts of time.
that's it. The goal for me is I wouldn't want to spill at all, but if I do, then I've got time there to play around with.
Yeah.
So I want to be full. I don't want to spill. And then once I got to a certain amount, then I can sort of like cruise in, where I can have some like carbs and fats as well. But not obviously the ridiculous amounts where it's just going to hold my body where I'm at, and do what I need to up until the show. But again, if I'm flat, then obviously more carbs. If I spill, then obviously pull it back. So trying to hit that sweet spot and hold it for like, I think it's
You ever
worked
just
well.
ran it right in, just done your diet right in, just as normal?
Yeah, did it once.
Yeah.
It didn't look too bad.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for that. Just do what you usually do, not changing anything.
That's it. It didn't look too bad at all.
Depending on how you usually look, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I could have been a lot bigger or like fuller, but
There is a big difference between being flat and being full, though, isn't there? Like in terms of the way that you look. If someone's listening to this and they've never like competed in bodybuilding, like don't underestimate how big a difference that can make. Just being fuller.
that's it. Definitely, it's just that look, that popping look.
Yeah, definitely. I might take some pictures like fully depleted this year and then fully carved up and show the difference. That'd be pretty cool.
That's another post. Bit of content there for us.
Yeah, that's it. Always thinking. Always thinking. But so yeah, so you're back to normal now, James. Back to reality. No more holidays planned, no?
Well, I've got Amsterdam in October, but again, that's only like 2-3 nights, so it's not like
Mushied and doped out your head.
But, oh yeah, no, I don't like weed, do I? So fuck that
No?
shit.
I can't say I really like it either, but I would if I was in Amsterdam. I would definitely do it.
I really don't like the feeling of it.
I can't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I've only done it a couple of times, fucking years and years ago, but I just didn't enjoy it one bit. So
What about the mushies? Would you try them?
to be fair, I would do, I've never tried them before, so I've been to Amsterdam a couple of times as well, but I've never tried the mushies. So
See, that scares me.
Yeah, because it's fucking psychotic, isn't it, or whatever?
Yeah, I would like to. If I was doing something like that, I'd be like to be locked in a padded room just in case.
Yeah, just in case. That's no, I think it's all right, but I think one of my friends was saying that he went over to Amsterdam.
Your friend, yeah.
I've never actually took him before, but he was walking down the street and there was a bit of headwind, and apparently he was just like walking like in slow motion into this wind, and it felt like it was going to blow him back, and people were just staring at him.
Fuck that.
This is a mad podcast. It's gone from carbon up to drugs to steroids to holidays.
Well, we had no real agenda for this one anyway. We just thought we'd hop on, catch up, and I suppose give everyone an update to why we've not actually been doing anything, why there's been no podcasts. We got the last one. You weren't even on the last one, actually.
Oh, you did it with a natural guy, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, the natural guy. Yeah,
that's all I remember. As Mr. Natural.
You know, there's a gym I used to go into in Palomino, where my missus is from. Every time I was over there, and like that's what I was known as, the natural guy.
Everyone else is not natural.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, over there, like gear use is pretty like big. It is pretty big in Scotland as well. Like, but I mean, I don't know. It just seems even bigger there in the gyms that I've been to. But yeah, natty bodybuilding is very niche. To be fair, who the fuck would want to be natty?
It is niche, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not saying I would have used steroids, but certainly if I hadn't stumbled upon the gym that I was in, I wouldn't know anything about natural bodybuilding. And you know, would you have known it was possible if you hadn't seen it right in front of you? Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. The people.
I might be fucking massive by now.
Exactly, it's the people you're around. Obviously, I was around some fucking like
gearheads. I might have been Mr. Olympia by now had I went to a different gym and got into steroids.
The only thing,
or I could have been dead. There's two extremes.
You'd be all right.
It would have started with steroids. It would have went to heroin. Gateway drug. Was that?
Is Scotland train spotting?
Yeah, that's it. Starts with steroids, goes to heroin. It tends to go that way. But I heard heroin's good for weight loss.
Oh yeah, definitely. It looks like that anyway.
Yeah, you're not concerned about eating one bit. Too busy just falling into your carpet.
Chasing the dragon.
Yeah. Well, do we wrap it up at that, James?
We should wrap it up with that.
Yeah, enough. Things have went dark. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, we'll get back on obviously with a bit more structure, maybe if we decide to have more structure next time. But yeah, thought we'd just get a little catch up for you guys, let you guys know where we're at. And we know you're all slightly nosy anyway, so you've probably been wondering what we've been doing, even though it's been on our stories on Instagram. Right. Thanks
All good.
again, guys, for tuning in.